y'all excuse me. I couldn't get it together today, so this is what it's gonna be.
What do you mean you couldn't get it together? You look great.
I could not get it together.
I mean, your skin is just always so perfect.
Thank you for the skin compliment, because I'm telling you, I got the skin regimen that I know I've been telling you guys for like a year that I would give it to you guys, but I haven't. But it's like the bomb diggity. Like now more and more, like less makeup. Now I'll do like maybe a tinted moisturizer. The biggest thing is these lashes, y'all. I found this Russian lady and I found her on Instagram, and I couldn't believe the work that she was doing. And it's like these lashes, like look, they look. My neighbor saw me today and said they look like they're growing out of your face. I'm like, I know,
supernatural.
Look at this hater right here saying that you're gatekeeping.
Hey girl, hey
girl, you better slow down. Anyways, you guys, welcome to TMW Online. We are covering all things before the 90 days, season 8. We are on episode 3, and I just gotta tell you, like, I was telling Abby, this is quintessential 90-day fiance, taking it back to season 1, season 2, season 3, because none of these couples have met. They haven't been on TV. We're not seeing them online where they're like, giving us all the tea back and forth. Like, this is like proper 90-day fiance. And that's why I'm all about it. Is this episode completely problematic? 100%. However, this is what we signed up for.
You know what else makes this like quintessential, typical 90-day fiance? We're only on episode 3 and we've already got our first, I'm done.
I was going to say that first of the season. Facts. So let's just jump into it. Because I got some things going on tonight.
Oh, somebody has things to do.
Things going on later tonight. Did you guys see that I got my ears pierced again? My mom basically is like, you need to stop whatever this teenage rebellion is. You guys, I did this when I asked you guys, and then I went with my niece and got double piercings, but the bling is like helping me bling it my life out. I love it.
Okay. I love it too.
That being said, let's jump into Laura from Vancouver, Washington. Oh, I was going to pull pictures up because we barely have met Laura, right? So she's 47 and yeah, I'm not going to pull her picture up. I'll do it next time.
Okay.
She is packing to go to see her man, Michael. Now,
Birkin.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Birkin. Michael's the best friend. Birkin.
That Freudian slip.
Well, because Laura from previous season, Michael from previous season, Birkin, Nigerian, it's all the same messy situation. But yeah, You're Birkin. So she hates packing. Same girl, same. I'm going to tell you something. So I've been gone for a month. I got back a couple of days ago. And, I went with 2 suitcases, Abby. One filled with like gifts and packages and all the things. And I came home with 4 suitcases. And I'm a true immigrant in the sense that one suitcase was full of food. Like full of just food. Food that might like jollof rice, chicken, fried fish.
Did you bring any shrimp from Panda Express?
I did not, because I'm not an idiot and I know how to pack food, right? So when you're packing food, you're not just like, no, it's in a container. We saran wrap it, you freeze it, you don't take it out till the day you're leaving. Like, true immigrant style. But yeah, it was a whole thing. Anyways, that being said, I hate packing. I hate unpacking and I hate packing. And if I panned over and you guys could see that one of my suitcases is still on the ground in my living room, it's outrageous. But one of the things, and again, both Abby and I talk about this quite a bit, is Americans, can you just go and travel? Like, just go somewhere. So Laura, 47 years young, and she's never flown over the ocean. She's never left the continent. And I know what she means is she never left America. Oh, which one of you is Abby? Stanky. Okay.
Sanky panky.
Need
Yeah.
50 quid. That's funny.
Sure. Sanky, I got you. As soon as I figure out what a quid is.
Oh, that's
That's a British thing, right?
that's Brit. Yeah. Yeah.
What is it in number?
In 50 quid is a lot. I'm thinking it's about $80 US.
Quid is more than a pound.
Well, quid and pound is same. It's just
Oh, a quid and a pound is the same.
yeah, this is their slang.
All right, Sanky, I ain't got you no more.
You're on your own. You could go ahead and add 50 quid to this chat if you want, Sankey. But that being said, Laura is traveling for the first time. She's nervous. You know, she confronted her best friend Michael, who really does have feelings for her, but he can't voice them. And she's like, you know, I gave him a chance. It didn't work out. And he has not come to terms with his feelings for her. Although they're in a great friendship, she's like, I have to do me. I gotta date, I'm gonna be out there. If you like have feelings for me and you can't handle it and you can't address it and you can't communicate, then I'm gonna keep it pushing.
Right.
So
which is respectable. What else is she supposed to do?
That part. Listen, I posted something recently on my personal Instagram saying, you know, if a guy is not loving you out loud, then he's your friend. And that's what's going on.
I saw that. I agreed so hard with it when I saw you posted that.
That's what's going on right here, Abby. Yeah. That's your friend. That's your friend. If he can't communicate how he's feeling about you, that is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
We meet Eileen and Terry, who are Laura's parents, and they're going to take her to the airport because they want to, quote unquote, make her feel supported. And I just want to tell you that in the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, this whole episode is going to be toxic. I felt it. And that's what was going on. So Laura talks about how they had a strained relationship because their parents are super conservative. In America, that means something. They're Catholic, which also means something. And Bearcan is not who they wanted to see her with. Mm-hmm. And quote, this is a quote, the mom is not in favor of a Muslim. That is a quote. And she thinks it's, quote, irresponsible. Mm-hmm. Hates that he's 20 years younger. He is, quote, an unknown entity, and it's not for love. He wants to get out of Turkey. She's only seeing all red flags. And although she's saying all this and saying, yeah, but I really want you to feel supported, that's why we're taking you to the airport. Unleashes just negativity. And, you know, you're in a car, you're driving far to the airport, you're trapped in the negativity, and all she's doing is spewing negativity and talking about the concerns she has and how she disagrees with all of it. And, quote, she's not happy for her daughter, Laura. So my question, Abby, is what part is the supportive part? Because I got to tell you guys, words are powerful. Mm-hmm. And if you're a parent, the way you speak to your child, whether they're 10 or 40, 47, I was going to say 40, 10. If they're 10 or 47, right, you are the first person that your child, grown or not grown, thinks of. So mm-hmm. the things you say to them really affect them. And so when children and adult children talk about trauma and toxicity and who they allow in their life, like, I never understood how some people are not close with their parents, but like, I can see why it's strained in this situation. Right. Because if your parents are always talking down to you and not supporting you, even though they're saying that you're supporting you, right, it's something that you hold true to your heart. And I hated it for her.
There's a parenting philosophy that you're running up against that overlays this entire conversation, which is, if I do things for you, then I love you. No matter what I say to you, if I have done an action for you, then that is sufficient for me as a parent. Here's how you see it in action. We're taking you to the airport. So it doesn't matter what we say to you while we take you there, because we're supporting you by taking you to the airport. I give you food to eat. You have a home to sleep in. So it doesn't matter how I talk to you because I have provided you what a parent is supposed to provide you, and therefore I'm a good parent. We see parents who kick their children out all the time for being homosexual or being transgender who claim that they're good parents. I provided them a place to live. I provided them with food to eat. And the only reason I kicked them out was because they weren't conforming to my house rules, but they will still call themselves a good parent. So that's the philosophy that you're hitting when you're like, how do they call themselves a good parent? Because some people don't believe that their children get to exist as separate people with different preferences, personalities, and opinions.
Yeah,
Once
it's
you,
terrible.
yeah.
Sorry
So,
to cut you off. It's terrible. It's
yeah.
terrible.
So,
It's
one thing I wanted to say though, before we keep going in on her parents, because we do need to go in on them some more, is that Laura says that there is a cultural issue between having male-female relationships that she thinks Birkin may not understand, and that it's not a cultural issue, Laura. Okay, it's because you and Michael are not really friends. You and Michael have unrequited feelings for each other at different points in time, or feelings that he can't articulate. That is not a friendship, right? It's not a relationship, but it's not a pure friendship. If you were pure friends, that would be a different issue. But there's no context in which your relationship with Michael would be okay with anybody that you're dating, no matter where they're from, because this person is interested in you in a different way than just being regular friends.
100%. Question of the day: can men and women, adults, just be strictly friends? Let us know in the live chat. We're watching the replay. Let us know in the replay. Abby, what do you think? Can men and women strictly be platonic friends?
Yeah, absolutely. I have many male friends, and the only way that it works is if you genuinely don't have any romantic feelings for each other. If you
At all.
genuinely don't
At all.
at
Period.
all, it's not a
At
situation where you're like waiting in the wings to see if the person becomes available. Like it has to be, and it's more difficult for men because a lot of times men have a hard time seeing women as people as opposed to objects to be used or flaunted or conquest. But
yeah.
if you meet a man who could actually see you as a person and appreciate your friendship and return that friendship without expecting a physical satisfaction in return, then yes, you could be friends.
Yeah. Silver Lining says they can, but those two are not.
Exactly.
Facts.
100% agree.
Facts. We head over to Turkey, Izmir, Turkey, and we meet Berkan. And you guys, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. He's problematic to me already. Like off the jump, problematic. And when he's talking about he's in darkness, he's reading Nietzsche and the book and feeling like Nietzsche and him are both in darkness. And I was like, bro, you're 26 years old. You need to go find yourself still. And this darkness and whatever you're working with, you need to figure that out before you actually try to enter a relationship with a grown ass woman. I'm not for it. So, what we find is that he wanted to be a professional footballer, soccer for Americans, but he blew out his knee and his ACL and it got crushed. So his career was over. And ever since then, he's only 26, but he can't figure his shit out. Met Laura on Snapchat. And you guys, that's part of the first of all, you know I say this all the time. Don't fucking slide into oops. Too comfortable. Don't slide into my DMs. I'm not gonna answer you. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm not on Snapchat. When people are like, "Are you?" No, because nothing good happens on Snapchat. Why do you want to send me something that disappears? It's because you're not supposed to be sending it to me in the first place.
Mm.
They met on Snapchat, and he feels that Laura allowed him to feel that dreaming is okay. She sees a sun in her in his darkness. Red flag, red flag, red flag. And after 3 weeks of talking on Snapchat, he told her that he loved her and she decided that she was going to go to Turkey and meet the love of her life, which she continues to refer him to, which is confusing to me because you've never met him in real life. So, like, I've said to you over and over and over again, you guys, if you're in an online relationship, it's not a real relationship. You guys are online friends. Like, back in the day, they called it pen pals because you would write letters. It's the same shit, but you have technology. How is that? You never met him. So he's also decided that he wants to propose to her. She hasn't even landed in Turkey yet. What? And then, so we're learning about him. We meet Memo and Tugba, which are two best friends. And those are the two people that he's close to. And we find out, which I thought was interesting, wanted to get your take on it, Abby, that he is not close to his family, which for him to be from Turkey is very rare. Those families are intertwined. They're like African families. African families, Filipino families, like I can go on. There are certain cultures where you and your family are all intertwined with everyone else you know. And if you don't know someone, someone knows someone who knows someone, that boom. It's like I was shocked when he said he wasn't close to his family. What were your thoughts, Abby?
Same thing. I was like, oh, there's got to be a story there, and I would really be interested in what it is. I was also interested because he's in Izmir, which is a part of Turkey that is super touristy. So I was wondering, like, is he? I don't want to be one of those people who's like he's just looking for a green card, but like, is he there because he likes that there's so many foreigners in that area? Just something that came across my mind while he's looking for himself. Is that what he's doing to try and entertain himself? I was in Izmir, and it was the place where I got so many messages from Turkish men. Like it was it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it did feel very much like you were trying to catch a foreigner.
That's the vibe I'm getting from him. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan from the jump, but here we are. His friends were talking to him about Laura's age and ask, how old is she? Because he shows a picture. I guess they think she looks old. And then they're like, well, when you're 45, she's going to be 65. You're going to want someone younger. Have you thought about that? And also, have you told her about your situation? Because what we find out in this very new episode, just learning about him, he's had 2 failed businesses. He's got no job. He's got a bunch of troubles that he doesn't get into, but it's something that his friends are like, you need to tell her. She doesn't know because he doesn't want to have that conversation over the phone. He wants to have that in person. And then here's the thing that I didn't like as well. He wants her to end her years of friendship with Michael because he's not comfortable with the friendship. He doesn't think that men and women can be friends, and he doesn't trust Michael. Excuse me, y'all haven't met and you're already having this type of demand. Listen,
Right.
if you're in a relationship, okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you something. Your friends will always be your friends. Your relationships may or may not work out. You might be in a relationship for 100 years and it works out for you. But if you've been friends with someone for more than 10 years, that is rare. Think about just step back right now. Step back and think about how many people you can count on one hand that you've known for more than 10 years. Okay. Are you going to stop being friends with your friend of 10 years over some random that you met on the internet that you haven't even met in real life who's demanding that you end your friendship? Because if you do, you're not a true friend.
Yeah. Under normal circumstances, I would say, yeah, don't end your long-term friendship for a new random guy, like especially just because I don't enjoy being male-centered, period. But because we've already seen the inside of this particular relationship, it is one.
No, Abby, no. End your relationship because Michael can't communicate and he's wasting your time. And if you truly have feelings for him as well, outside of just being a friendship, then yeah, end that and move on. lose the dead weight, but don't end it because some random told you to end it.
Yeah, not because random told you to end it, but because you're trying to move on with dating and having the rest of your life, and this person is not giving, like, just don't use your friends as a filler until you find a boyfriend,
That
which
part.
is basically what she's using him for, and is what he's using her for too, because he's not ready to vocalize what he really wants. So they're too old for this.
Facts. Hi, avoiding eye contact. Love the screen name. Thank you for always being in our replay. We appreciate
Yes.
that. While I have that in my thoughts, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell a friend. We are trying to grow in 2026, y'all.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to Lisa, 52. First of all, so I tell you guys to like travel and all that stuff, and I travel a lot. Abby travels a lot, but I will tell you honestly that I had never heard of King of Prussia.
There's a really big mall there. That's the only reason why I know it.
Yeah, so in Pennsylvania, never heard of it. Had to look it up because I was like, what kind of what? Where are we? Anyways, we're meeting Lisa, and you guys, I just finished talking about toxicity and Laura and Michael and Bearcan, and I'm gonna tell you, meeting Lisa, first 5 minutes, I'm like, this is all toxic behavior. Lisa needs a therapist, and Lisa needs to work out whatever her issues are, because it's spilling all over the place towards her friends and her daughter, and I don't appreciate it. What were your overall thoughts before we break it down?
I did not perceive of her as a good parent. I do think that being a mom doesn't mean that you have to give up all of your dreams, but I do think it means that you have to put stability of your child to the forefront. And the very little that we've learned, just the outline of her life, has put Faith in a very difficult situation, even at present financially. So I'm not perceiving of her right now as a good mother, even though she probably would say that she was one, because they have what she considers to be an open communication and they talk about everything. But you don't make your child's life harder as a parent.
Yeah, no, I'm not for her. Avoiding eye contact, Lisa's a wreck. I 100% agree with that. I think that as a parent, you got to remember that you're a parent first before you're their friend. Okay? So you're their parent, meaning you're the leader, you're the role model, you're the who they look for advice and how to act in life. And when you're acting up and acting a mess and acting a wreck, that's what they're seeing. And if you think your child, grown or small, is not seeing your actions or not affected by those actions, and you are poorly, poorly, poorly mistaken.
Poorly mistaken. I was also really offended when she kept saying, I will always choose you. Because
Yeah, she's lying.
we've seen time after time already that you didn't choose her. Like, how you're standing on 2 feet that are in debt, not choosing your daughter. But
Facts.
we can go into the breakdown.
So she's picking up condoms with her daughter and having that conversation about Daniel, whether he's a playboy versus a gigolo versus a pimp, and they're having that full-on conversation in the car as they're driving to the drugstore to pick up condoms. They're having the conversation about eggplant size and whether it's inches or kilometers, and I just thought that was like outrageous. Canada, yes, we do kilometers, but like, don't be stupid. You're not doing kilometers for eggplants. Like, just don't be stupid. Like, it just the stupidity of it all was just like blowing my mind. I'm already upset that I have this toxic 52-year-old, and now you're having a conversation with your 20 something daughter. It was too much. It was too much. And then Abby, and then Lord, two things hit me like a brick. Number one, 52 years old, and she's never used a condom before. Let that sink in. 52.
Well, that one didn't catch me off guard so bad because that would just indicate that the time period that she grew up in, I mean, like, it makes sense.
Does
No
it?
sex, it does make sense because in sex education, what you learned back during that time period, because I'm 45, we're not far away from each other. What we did in sex ed was you're supposed to be abstinent until you get married. And if you are actually using any kind of birth control, whether it's like a pill or, condom, you are promiscuous, you are sinning. And so you're not really encouraged to use birth control. You're just encouraged to get married. And then once you're married, you don't need to use any kind of birth control. So like she would have been taught the same thing that I was taught in sex education, which is just abstinence. I'm not saying that it's smart. I'm just saying that it makes sense that's the situation she finds herself in.
Avoiding eye contact.
The 80s did have AIDS, but at the time, I remember we were all told that it was just for men who were committing sins. I don't know if I could be more explicit than that. That's what we were taught about AIDS in the 80s.
Okay, and everything you're saying is valid, Abby, but like she's 52. We're like in 2026. It's not the 80s, it's not even the 90s,
Yeah.
it's not even the early 2000s.
But in all the intervening years, she said after her second marriage to a man, she's been with a woman or different women for the past 21 years. So in all that intervening time, if she had had relationships with men, maybe she would have, but it was women.
No, no, no.
So, but then just one more thing, like avoiding eye contact. I think that you're right. Like I understand what you're saying. Women do need to protect themselves, but during that time period, we were being told that, if you're with your husband, then you're safe. Our husbands were not telling us that they were cheating on us. Magic Johnson. They were not saying, I'm doing something underhanded behind your back, so you need to protect yourself. The majority of women who end up HIV positive is because they had an unfaithful partner. So, or yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no. No. No.
So.
I'm gonna have to circle back to this because we got like just no. So she's never used a condom before, buying it for the first time at 52 years old. And then we also find out that she's been married 5 times. And which goes into what Abby was saying that, hey, you're going to date this person and then you're going to marry them because that's what you're going to do. First time she said she was young and she got it annulled. Second time, it was her best friend and also her baby daddy, which is Faith's dad. Didn't work out. Third time, that was her favorite guy. She doesn't go into more detail with that, although she says she realized after her third marriage that she was a lesbian. She ended up being with women for the last 20 years and got married a fourth time to a wife and the fifth time to a wife. Doesn't elaborate why it didn't work out, but 5 times married. And then Danielle, it should be just Danielle. Daniel slid into her DMs. He's 39. He's from Nigeria, and it is just a mess. It's a mess, and it's a mess. It's a mess. But here we are. And my note says he messaged her on social media, and in quotations, I can't.
Oh, you know what? I wrote that down in my notes too, but I was annoyed because I said he messaged on social media, but then they show us text messages.
Yeah,
Like, show us what the social media was.
Yeah, I can't, because Lisa, baby girl Lisa, flashbacks, trauma, Laura, flashbacks, trauma, Michelangelo, flashbacks, trauma. Like I can go on and on and on. This right here is already giving. It's giving all that. It's giving all that. But he messaged her on social media. She says she fell in love with him. And then this was a funny part to me because, you know, I'm all about extensions and hair and all that. She didn't know it was a wig. It's a good wig, good for her. But she takes it off because it was like hurting her, itching her, or whatever. And something that I thought was terrible. And I wondered out of her 5 exes, which ex it was. But one of her exes made her cut her hair off. And she misses her long hair. And that's a whole conversation.
Yeah, I was like, that is a good indicator of her inability to maintain her own personality.
Yeah, well, you're not about, if you met me and I like lashes, I like extensions, I do this, this, and this, that's who I am. What you're not about to do is say, cut your hair off, take off your lashes, blah, blah. No, nope. If you don't like it, then I'm not the person for you. And what I'm not about to do is change who I am as an individual, as a grown ass woman, because you want me to do something fucking crazy. Oops.
Linda has lost it today. Have you ever asked someone to change anything about their physical appearance that you were dating?
Not at all. I might have bought them a nice shirt that I think would look good on them, but I haven't asked them to change their physical appearance.
Mm-hmm.
No, because that's who I met. If I'm attracted to you and that's who I met, then that's who I want you to be.
Okay, I feel better now that you said that because I did. I started dating this guy and he started losing weight. And I was like, I really don't want you to lose any more weight. Because, like, you know, I'm a little bit of a chubby chaser. And he was losing way too much weight. I want to jiggle things.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave that for the live chat and the replay because I will go off on a TED talk and we'll be here for 3 hours. So y'all just go ahead and talk to Abby. Faith, who is Lisa's daughter, says her mom falls in love really quickly, and we start to see and hear about the trauma that Faith has gone through. And she says, all I can say is I've growing up, she went to 15 different schools and that they moved a lot. That is really sad. So going back to what Lisa said, where she's like, oh, she says it later in the episode, but that I'll always choose you first. Clearly, you didn't choose her first, ever. And that's where her trauma is centered.
So there's only 12 years of school. So 15 different schools over 12 years.
Terrible. Abby, it's terrible.
Horrible.
We learned that Lisa and Daniel have engaged in some online intimacy. Again, too much information for me right off the bat, but here we are. She is in the drugstore and calls over employee because she doesn't know what she's doing. But here's the thing that I thought was interesting. For someone who's never, she didn't say she never bought a condom before. She said she never used a condom before. But she needs latex free because she's allergic to latex. And I want to know how she knows she's allergic to latex if she's never used a condom before.
Balloons.
Oh, so she's just ballooning it up. She's blowing balloons and her lips popped out open.
Probably. I mean, like, this is a lady who's 52. So like our old school birthday parties, you just buy a pack of balloons and blow them up. 80s birthday parties, Rainbow Bright cake, and some balloons.
Hospital, Silver Lining says gloves. Abby saying balloons.
Yeah, there's a ton of ways she could find out she had a latex allergy.
You see my face right here? I'm not buying it.
She's not. You know what? The problem is that when you don't like someone, you just don't believe anything they say.
You're right, Abby. Abby, you're so right. You know what? You know what? That is my toxic trait. If I don't like you, I don't believe anything that you're saying. It all sounds like lies. You're right, absolutely. That you nailed that right there. And you know what? I would say I try to work on it in 2026, but no, I'm not going to. Because you know what? My gut is like always right. I'm I'm 10 toes deep, whatever, silver linings 10 tones down. 10 silver lining keeps correcting the sayings. And I try to say, I've known you now for many years, and you know how I am with sayings. You should just know automatically what I mean.
It's fossilized at this point. You know how like when you learn another language and you learn a little thing wrong in that language,
Okay.
if it's not immediately corrected, it becomes fossilized. It is the reason why I like don't try to make me use poor when it's supposed to be para. It's fossilized for me.
That's it.
It
Listen.
happens.
And plus, Americans have too many slang words. Like I cannot keep up with all of them. So I'm just trying to like get the general gist and keep it pushing. Okay.
Yeah, I let her go say 10 toes deep,
That's
whatever
it.
she was
It
saying.
sounds better anyways. It's proper English. And I'm into proper English.
Hey, Joslo.
Anyways, oh, I'm just dropping stuff all over the place. Okay, so um yeah, the latex free business, don't believe it, don't believe the hype, but we'll see. Then we find out that Daniel doesn't know that she's been a lesbian for the past 20 years. She told him a lie, said she had a fling with a woman, and it didn't go over well with him. Talking about like God and God says this stuff, and that's another red flag for both of you. Maybe you guys should not be in a relationship, and you should not be pursuing this relationship because um, him and his culture 39 years, he's deep in his culture. He's not going to change his mind. So you should know that. But then you don't know anything about Nigeria except for what you've learned on Snapchat. Fair.
Yeah. Lisa, my summary of her is that she's a person who lacks introspection and lacks any kind of definitive personality. She wants us to believe that she does. She's like, I am not ashamed of who I am. Okay, ma'am. Then why aren't you living in it? Why aren't you sitting with it and telling anybody that you encounter what your truth is without fear of whether they're going to love you or not or continue their relationship or not? That is an indication to me of someone who does not have any strong convictions, personality, or morality.
And like what is your conviction? I'm confused. Like you say you're a lesbian, but then maybe are you bisexual? Are you sexually fluid? Like I'm not clear how this dude came on Snapchat. All of a sudden, you're no longer a lesbian. Like
I don't think she's clear either.
I just don't understand it. Like and you know, to each their own. But like I just don't understand it.
Yeah. Avoiding eye contact, they do not like that. They do not.
Uh, yeah, they don't like that. So she goes for Kabachi with her best.
Wait a minute, they go for what?
Isn't that called Kabachi?
Oh. Sure.
What do you call it?
Hibachi?
Isn't that what I just said?
No, you said kibachi.
And what did you just say?
Hibachi.
Oh. Y'all.
That was the least expected thing that I expected to hear differently.
Listen, and I've been doing that for life. So
in do you have this in Canada?
I know we have it. Do we? No, but I've been to it before. I'll say that.
I was gonna ask, like, is it called kibachi in Canada? Maybe I don't know.
It's not. I'm sure it's not.
Okay.
I've called it that my whole life, so that's what it is to me. I even wrote it down.
Oh goodness.
You know what's terrible is no one that I've gone with has ever corrected me. Y'all are so rude. Have me out there running amok. All right.
Chantel said, "I got it. Let me just type real quick." She's been listening. She's like, "I got to type this real quick."
I'm Canadian and it's hibachi. Facts. Linda unable to locate any hibachi restaurant. Y'all, there's no turning back. There's no turning back from that. I F Friday, yay. Listen, what do you say? You have to take that one on the chin? I gotta take that one on the chin. You guys are absolutely right. And I'm a mess, but listen, I own it. I own it. So listen, I'm actually a little bit shocked, and I will, after this stream, I will go and sit down with myself and work it out. But dear friends that know me in real life who've never corrected me, y'all are, you can take that third finger all the way. My next points are probably going to be invalid because of what I just said, but I'm going to say it anyways. So they are going for hibachi, not hibachi. And the cook is talking about Nigeria and going to Nigeria and not knowing Nigerian food. And so he's like, why are you going to Nigeria? And then my question was like, how do you not look up Nigerian food? But then I'm invalidating my own point because, you know.
I mean, you know what's served at the hibachi place. You just didn't know it wasn't called hibachi.
Oh, gosh, so funny. So they're out for dinner. And there was so it's Gina, her best friend, and Faith. And Faith has a lot of concerns about Daniel. She thinks that he's love bombing her mom, worried about romance scams, and, you know, explains that, hey, you are in the prime demographic for romance scam. You're single, you're older, you're a little bit desperate, and you're coming from a place of hurt. And I just thought that that was wisdom coming from Faith, right? Because she's also coming from a very toxic relationship with her mom. So for her to be able to articulate what her concerns were just was amazing to me. Then we find out that Lisa, who's 52, and don't forget Daniel, who's 39, in Nigeria, they've never met in real life and they met on Snapchat, has already bought him clothes. She sent him money for fuel, for electricity. She sends him money every 2 weeks. Though she doesn't have it like that, you guys. She lives paycheck to paycheck. And she's, in the 2 months that they've been talking, she's already sent him $2,000, and it's gone up from there. And he's asked her for money multiple times. And the question that Faith asked, that would be a question that I would ask, and that all of y'all should ask, if you are sending money to someone you've never met, you only know them online, Snapchat specifically, what did they do before they met you? Okay. She goes on, she meaning Faith, goes on to say, like, I don't get it, because the mom is now backtracking a little bit and trying to stick up for Daniel, saying, you know, he caught malaria and then he caught something else and something else. He's been very sick. And Faith's like, well, so now that he met you, he gets sick all the time. And so you have to send him money. And yeah, he lives in a poor place, but guess what? We've been struggling. We're in a poor place in America, and you are borrowing all this money from Gina, and Gina is giving you the money for the visa for you to go to Nigeria. She's giving you money that you're sending to Daniel. Like, yeah, this fool's saying he loves you because you're sending him money.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right. Send me money every 2 weeks. Yes, please.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that she's like borrowing from Peter to pay Paul when her own daughter is in need. Like it's crazy. But the thing about the money that I really wanted to focus on was the malaria. Because like, am I tripping? Or are there not like, this is Nigeria. This is not like an undeveloped part of the world. They have access to malaria treatment.
Listen, I don't know what I don't. Again, I was about to cuss. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me because you guys, I don't even do it like that. But like, I think this episode just got me all riled up. First of all, if you're traveling to any African country, you're taking your malaria pills. You're not drinking the water. You're getting all your shots and all of that. Malaria is not. I mean, is it there? But it's not running rampant.
Right.
So
that's what I was trying to like. I didn't say it very well, but that's what I'm like trying to say. It's not like
he. Okay, so when we talk about romance scams or whatever is going on here, but I'm going to call it for what I think it is. I think that he wants a better life. He sees it through this woman. She's already sending money. I mean, you ever met and she's already sending you money every 2 weeks for the past 2 months? You've already gotten 2,000 US, which goes, y'all, that's so much money. Right, in Africa, it's so much money.
You know what I should do? I should set up an account for myself and say that I'm in Nigeria and start dating from America as a Nigerian and just see how many people will send me money.
Do it. If you have that type of time, do it. Do it. Let's do a case study. Let's do it.
You know, I'm down for an experiment.
Do it. Do a social experiment, and then we'll sell it to Netflix and call it. That being said, Lisa goes on to say that her relationship with Daniel, and relationship, I use that loosely and in quotations because you guys already know how I feel about that, but it's the best relationship she's ever had. And my note literally says toxic. And then we get the first "I'm done" of the season. You know, that is, again, quintessential 90 Day Fiance, taking me back to the old school days. And Faith starts freaking out. She storms out. She's crying. She talks about how she can't talk to her mom because her mom tells her that she's not allowed to feel the way she's feeling, which, again, is trauma, right? So your daughter is expressing her concern about your relationship with her, and you are invalidating her feelings. I think that's disgusting. Okay? Disgusting. Mom follows her out with her best friend Gina, tells her that I'll always choose you first, which she hasn't, which is a lie. It's a bold-faced lie. But she's like, if you're worrying that I'm going to go to Nigeria and marry Daniel, I promise you that I won't. That's the promise? Abby.
What a ridiculous promise. What a nonsense, unuseful promise.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Daughter's concerned that she's had so many relationships. She's always put her relationships before her daughter. And the daughter says, you never listen. You never think about us first. And my note says, the toxicity and the trauma that this girl is carrying is palpable. Like, you see it in how she talks to her mom. And I dare say, and don't come for me, but I feel like you also see it in her health. You see it in her health. That's the only way.
No. I think that's absolutely true. When she said she went to 15 schools, I said she hasn't had any kind of foundation to establish healthy routines.
At all. And I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her because she's not had a parent that could be a role model that she could look up to. She is parenting her parent, and that is just not okay.
Yeah, I agree. Avoiding eye contact, said it sounds like borderline abuse, and I would go the other direction. It's neglect.
Yeah, 100%. It's neglect, 100%. Moving on to Aviva. No, sorry. and Stig. And I'm gonna call him Elorn because that's his real name, and I'm not going with Stig.
Linda,
What were your?
what is happening right now?
I know my attitude.
No, her
What?
name is Aziza.
No, it's Aviva. Iviva.
Where the heck am I getting Aziza from?
It's Aviva. I know that for sure. Because my Ghanaian name is Afia. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty close. So no. I say crazy stuff, but I'm
Oh my gosh. I got her confused with Mike and Aziza. Remember them?
yes.
Okay. All right. Go on.
Y'all. She tried to take me out.
Right? Hey, Mia. Hey.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you. Linda is correct. Cha-ching! Cha-ching! I'm correct at least once. Cha-ching! So Aviva's flying to Belize. She almost missed her connecting flight. And you know what? For those of you that travel like Abby and I, that is a B to try when your flight is like delayed by someone, delayed by just being delayed. And you have to get because you know that if you miss the connecting flight, then you're gonna be sitting in the airport for hours. And it's like you just want to get to your destination. You've planned it, you've booked it, you've paid for it, and one day off will like totally take your whole day. It's like, I hate that. So I felt her when she's like, her flight leaves in 20 minutes and they haven't even landed yet. Like, do better, airlines, do better.
Right. And that's the reason why, like, whenever I see one of those discourses about, like, why do people stand up when the plane lands? You can't go anywhere yet. I don't say a word because I'm a stander upper.
Oh,
If
you
my connection is coming in,
you are?
I am, because if my connecting
And
only
this
if I have.
straight, Abby, let me just get this straight. So the plane lands, pow. You stand up immediately.
As soon as you're allowed to take your seatbelt off, if I have a connecting flight, I am making my way as far as I can get up the aisle before traffic stops me. Absolutely. Because, like, if I'm way back in the 20s and 30s and my connecting flight is, boarding in 15 minutes, I'm not going to sit back here all polite while everybody picks up their bags that they stuffed too tight and they can't lift on their own and they need help. I'm going to snake my way on up as far as I can get. Okay? And then I'm out faster. And I don't care. I've argued with people about it. I have a connecting flight coming in, and what I care about right now is me.
So Abby and I are friends. We absolutely don't agree about anything. I think it's outrageous when people stand up when the plane lands. The doors aren't open, flight attendants aren't ready, the pilot hasn't even given the go ahead to open the doors. So, like, you're standing for what?
Just
And
to get in front of people.
yeah, you can get in front of people, but like if you have a carry-on and your carry-on's not directly above you, because sometimes it's like to the left or to the right, you still have to stop and get those. And it's y'all.
I don't have those problems, babe. I
Listen,
got my book bag and I'm on the go.
you all are the problem. Okay, you all are the problem.
But what happens if my plane is, because I only do this if I have a connecting flight that is boarding soon, right? So I have a connecting flight that is about to start boarding, right? So I'm supposed to just sit and let all the slowpokes get off the plane in front of me.
Okay, go ahead, live chat and replay. Are you a stander upper as soon as the plane lands, or are you like a regular person and you wait till like flight attendants and the pilot says, okay, the doors are open and the flow starts flowing? Let us know, because I think it's outrageous. And I sit there and laugh. I'll take pictures. And if you know anything about me, because I travel a lot, I post pictures of these people standing up when the plane just lands. It's outrageous. Someone tried to tell me, oh, well, I like to stretch my legs. I've been sitting for so long. Abby's saying that she snakes her way through. I'm going to tell you that's not real reality, because you can try to snake your way through, but the people that are ahead of you are not letting you out. And first class for sure.
Oh no, I never
For
get all the way to the
sure.
front,
I'm
but
not
I
letting you
definitely I can get from the 30s to the 10s.
Let us know what you think in the live chat. I'm a sit and wait person. Yes, Lindsay, because you know what, Lindsay? You are a normal person.
Or Lindsay got the big bucks and she's already sitting in the front anyway. Or she doesn't have a connecting flight.
Could be. Keep it coming. Keep your comments coming because right now, Abby sounds crazy to me.
Okay.
Back
Stig,
to
Stig and Aziza.
Yeah. Don't back down, Linda. I won't. I'm trying to make travel smooth. And it's people like what's this woman's name? Molly, Forest Mom, who has never traveled before, that like mess it up for all of us. And Abby travels more than me, so I'm shocked about this standing up. It is making me look at her completely differently because
I won't do it if we have plenty of time. But yeah,
she is a professional traveler.
You know what else I won't do? I will not make you smell my stinky shrimp that I bring onto a flight.
Facts. Silver linings with you, Abby. She stands. She hates being pinned in, even though she was probably on a flight that was at least 2, 3, 4 hours. So I don't know what she's talking about. She needs to stand and stretch. I've heard that before. Avoiding eye contact says nope.
Molly, I'd have to push her out the way at TSA. I can't.
Abby, y'all are crazy. Crazy. All right. Back to Aviva. Rushing to her next gate. Plane leaves 20 minutes for her connecting flight. She's going to go and meet Erlon, a.k.a. Stig the artist, a.k.a. Soldier Boy, a.k.a. musician, womanizer, all about music. He's in Belize instead of Nigeria. Just insert same business. Now, the reason why I do not like this relationship also, right? So I think I'm 0 for 3 now. Yeah, I'm not into Laura and Bearcan. Nope. Definitely not Lisa and Daniel. Nope. So Aviva and Erlon, again, I'm not for it. So yeah, I'm 0 for 3. I think that he's using this as a stepping stone because I would never have known who he was unless he was on this show. And for the simple fact that the second thing he says, besides that he's a famous Belizean artist, is that he introduces his team. So he introduces his producer, Perf, his manager, Richie, 6G, which is his boy. And I was like, nope.
What if these are his only friends?
Says apparently he's a star there, unlike Usman. I don't care if he's a star there. I don't like what this is doing right now. So we find out he likes American girls. He met Aviva 2 years ago. He thinks she's hot because she has blue eyes, great personality, and a beautiful heart. And his friends start like teasing him and saying like, you want to breed her? And he says yes, maybe a boy and a girl. He also wants to go to America. And when they say for citizenship, he says yes. Abby, what were your thoughts on that as an immigration attorney?
I have so many thoughts. In the beginning, I thought if he wants to expand his music career, he would actually qualify for a visa on his own. He wouldn't need to do a fiance petition or a marriage petition.
Tell me more.
Yeah, he could apply for it's called an O visa for people who have extraordinary talent in the performing arts. It's how Justin Bieber initially came to the United States, and a number of other artists. They didn't come as green card holders. They came, on an O visa. And then he's never said it completely, but I think Justin finished his process through marriage to Hailey Bieber. But But yeah, so he would qualify for that based on his, what appears to be his the mass of people that are at his concerts and what he says about himself. He looks like he would qualify for an OV to be able to travel freely back and forth. But he says a lot of things that are questionable. Maybe he doesn't know that. Maybe he doesn't know that he qualifies for a visa on his own, because the whole idea of, yeah, I want to be American and I only go after foreign girls, that part does sound questionable.
100%. So this O visa, you don't need a sponsor. You just have to apply for it.
Um, you don't need like an American company to sponsor you. You do have to show that you're financially stable, like,
Mm.
any other visa, but you don't necessarily need like a company backing you. All you have to do is show that you have business in the United States. So you're going to perform in a festival. You're going to perform at a museum if you're an artist of like painting or drawing or whatever. Like, just show what performances you're going to be doing in the United States, and you get the O visa so that you can travel freely back and forth.
That is, listen, thank you, Abby, the attorney. Silver Linings is pointing out some of her Belize experience. One, he isn't waiting for her. Two, American girls are a status symbol. Breed is a common term that there and isn't offensive. Men and women say it. I didn't take offense to it, although, we've talked about it in previous shows where I just feel like women are more than that. They're more than just breeders, like
This is
they're.
also common. Like, I know where Belize is geographically, but it feels like they adopt a lot of Caribbean culture.
Mhm.
And it's common there as well to say
Mhm.
that. And I don't think that just because men and women say a term makes it any less offensive.
Yeah.
So I don't like the idea of saying breed women, especially when he says, like, I might want a baby. He's not, his conversation doesn't indicate that Aviva is a person whom he wants to have a relationship with, just a person he wants to take from.
Mm.
And
So
that's what that kind of language does. That's what.
let us know what you guys think. Silverline says having a wife and a sweetheart is normal. Their fidelity is rare. That's unfortunate. And yeah, I'll have a lot to say about that. Is it 100% Caribbean culture? I'm not sure. I think it's just male culture. I think in America, same thing. Like, how, if we did the statistics, how many men are actually truly just one women men? I don't know. I don't know what the stats are. If you guys know, let me know. But I think that there are a lot of people that are, at the club and they're married. So
Mhm.
that being said, he, meaning Erlon, wants to take Aviva to San Pedro for his upcoming show. His boys say, like, are you sure? Because that's Temptation Island. And, are you sure she's not going to be jealous? And, the women love you there. Um, and his boys literally say, no disrespect, but I've never seen you settle down. And he agrees. He's like, I've been a player for most of my life. Um, but I'm really trying to settle down now. And I am looking for someone that, he doesn't say I'm looking for Aviva. He says, I'm looking for someone to listen to me, to be there for me. And hopefully I can be faithful. I'm sorry, Abby, but where is the incentive there? Because I don't see it. I don't
He's
see it.
he's he's not offered any incentive. He's not offered any kind of return on investment, and it doesn't look like she has asked for one. It looks very one-sided from the outside in. I do want to say one thing before we go any further, because it wasn't earlier when we were first introduced to him. But another maybe cultural thing, I'm not sure, so you can tell me what you think. Stig just, oh, and also trigger warning for sexual assault. He describes him being assaulted as a funny memory. So
What part was that?
he talks about a
Oh,
time when,
the girl.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
right. So he talks about this time when he was on stage and there was a girl who was trying to get into his pants. And he tells the story as a funny event. And it's not, it's an assault. And so like I don't know if that is a cultural thing that he's not recognizing it as assault, or if it's a patriarchal thing, because
I think
it
it's a
happens
man
here as
thing. I don't
well.
think it's a cultural thing. I think it's a man thing. I think that oftentimes men don't recognize when they're being assaulted because that's not something that we ever talk about in society.
So I
Especially
think it's good to
especially
point out. Yeah.
especially for heterosexual men. I just think that that's something that we don't talk about. And I watch enough Law and Order to see how that plays out. And most men don't report when they've been assaulted because they don't recognize that they have been assaulted. So I think it's that. Um, Erlon is setting up the hotel room that he got because he's not bringing her back to his apartment, which yeah, I get you want to have a romantic night, blah blah blah. So he's gotten flowers. He wants to give her a Belizean welcome, but again, that didn't sit well with me because show her the lifestyle that she is going to get accustomed to, but you're not showing her that because you don't really actually want her to get accustomed to Belizean lifestyle because you actually want to come to America, and you made that clear. Um, they love each other. They've been dating allegedly for 6 months, but it's the first time they're meeting in person. Um, and he is willing to, quote, start the rest of his life with one burner. And in their culture, one burner means one girl. Although he's never just been with one girl. So, like, you're 30 and all of a sudden now you're going to be faithful and monogamous as a, you know, international superstar, like Usman likes to say. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Her biggest fear after she lands and sees him and they have their kiss and all that stuff is that she is going to be hurt. Her heart is going to be broken by him. And I think that's just valid. They meet in real life, they hug, they kiss. He gives her a single rose to represent that she is the only girl in his life, which tells her that she's more beautiful in person, likes her body, says she has a fat booty. Just you see how it's just going downhill from here, you guys? She brought the Chinese food in the styrofoam container. She brought it, reminds him that he said if she brings it, she'll marry him. Again, cringe. And she feels a spark between them immediately. Do you? Do you? She throws the Chinese food away as she should because it was never refrigerated. It was in a styrofoam container for how many hours? Like, thank you for having a little bit of common sense. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Just an iota.
Hmm?
Just an iota.
Just an iota. They're driving to the hotel. They pass his billboard. He's a wine ambassador. She's like, can I take a picture of it? Which I just thought was very, I don't know. I'm just not liking the vibe. Like, why ask him? Just take a picture. He's not the boss of you. It's a public space. It's a public billboard. Take a picture if you want to take a picture. They get to the hotel and they start having the conversations about like being in a relationship. She wants to know if he's been seeing other people. He doesn't answer her, which, you know, is an answer in of itself. He feels like she might leave him, um, or he'll leave her. Not quite sure. She's like, well, what would constitute you leaving me? He says, excuse me, Erlon says, I would leave you if you can't understand what I do for work. You don't know who I am and you don't know my lifestyle. Sounds to me like you're not making any changes, Erlon.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds to me that you want to have your one groupie at home, but still not change your behavior or your lifestyle.
He wants
So
a servant. He said he wants somebody to come home to that will be there for him. So basically somebody cook and clean for him, somebody take care of his children. That's what he wants. He wants somebody to, like, I'll be out doing whatever I want, and when I come home, you'll be there and everything will be clean. That's what he wants.
Yeah. No, and also wants to come to America. He literally said he wants a citizenship. So
Right.
let's wrap that up all in a ball. Side note, totally a me thing, but one of the things that is, they got to the hotel. Y'all have been outside. She's been on the airplane for at least 10 hours. And you all just jump in the bed with your outside clothes and not
I knew you were going to say that.
on the bed. You pull the covers back and you go under the bed. You friggin' go to the bathroom. They got a nice bathrobe for you that you could take a shower. Fresh and so clean. But no, you could change into your lingerie. Like, no, I just, why are you guys like this? Why?
Maybe he likes it tart.
Why? I don't understand it, you guys. I don't understand it. It truly, it bothers me to my core. And it bothers me because, like, as much as I travel, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why are y'all so nasty at the hotels? Why? Abby, why?
I don't have the answers for you because I don't even sit on my bed at home. Like,
you don't put your outside clothes on where you sleep, you guys. It doesn't make sense. You don't wear your shoes in the house. Listen, if you know me, you already know. I'm just saying, like, you all wonder why you guys are like all the time, and you're dirty.
yeah,
No,
you're tracking
not,
everything inside. Well, did it make you feel any kind of way that she was insistent on this lingerie? Like from the airport, she was talking about, I brought the lingerie. And
yeah, yeah. I think that she. I mean, this is a whole other conversation, but he was talking about we'll see where it goes. I do believe that she could have waited. I think that you still don't know this guy, and I think that she is, as a woman, do what you want. If you're feeling that vibe and that's what you want to do, I respect it. But is he respecting you?
I'm gonna go with no.
That's it. Sheena and Forrest. First of all, who knew Forrest and Dev, his stepdad, Forrest and Dev, who knew that they would be the voice of reason in this little situation? Like, who knew? Poor Forrest. It's like he's traveling with two toddlers. Outrageous. So what I loved about their scene, I love the dog and the doggy yoga. I love that this guy was just literally printing the Philippines and selling these signs that he just printed out on a board. Love it. Make your money, friend. And the jackfruit. Have you ever had jackfruit, Abby?
Yes, in Mexico.
Okay, so I've never had it. It's on my list. Did you love it?
I did like it. It's very interesting texture.
Okay.
I'd like to have it prepared different ways. I only had it fresh, but I know that a lot of people use it like as faux chicken and all kinds of other stuff. So
yeah. So yeah, it's on my list to try. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, I have had jackfruit, but it looked different because it was red.
Mm.
And it's because it was cooked. Okay. Never mind. I've tried. They've rented an apartment outside of Sheena's apartment so that they could all stay together. Sheena's super nervous to meet Forrest and, especially Molly. They've been in a quote unquote relationship for 7 years. And my question to you guys in the live chat and the replay, and especially to you, Abby, could you be in a relationship for 7 years without meeting your significant other?
Not me. Hey, Becca. Hey, Lindsay. No, I could not be in a virtual relationship for 7 years.
Becca says, I cannot wait for the most recent recap of the I cannot wait for the recap of the most recent episode. Linda's gonna lose it. Listen, I'm losing it right now, so I can't even imagine what's happening most recently. That being said, there's absolutely not. Absolutely. First of all, online dating is trash. Second of all, if you haven't first of all, online dating is trash. If I'm online dating, which I'm absolutely not, but if I was, if you didn't ask me out in the first like week, then no, I'm done. We're keeping it pushing. 7 years, 7 years,
Yeah.
7 years of cameras and bullshit like ooh dancing and friggin' 80s aerobic. No,
Yeah.
I don't have that type of
Not
time.
me. But it does seem that it was okay for them because both of them seem to have a little bit of autism.
No, yes, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. 7 years, you guys. 7.
I just want somebody to ask him, why did it take 7 years to get money to travel out there?
That's it. I need to know too, because apparently you had a good job for us. So like, what? I don't. No, nope. Forrest is exiting the plane. The mom has lost her passport. She's a mess. Literally, I say I can't. She can't find it. They don't know where it is. He's like, well, you're gonna need your passport to get through immigration. She's lost it. And she's lost it, you guys. And again, this is with travel. This is with like Abby standing up and trying to but when you get off the plane, you got to keep it moving, right? It's like a line. We're all trying to get to like our check bags or to our connecting flights or to our peoples, whatever. But when you stop in the middle, amateur hour. This was she stopped in the middle and said she lost her passport. And now she's lost her passport on the plane. Explain to me how that happened. You took your passport out on the plane for what?
You won't believe this, but
When
I've
you
lost
get,
my passport on the plane before.
please explain, Abby, because that's very amateur. Because I'm going to tell you, yes, boarding pass and passport to get onto the flight, right? They're gonna check those two things, right? But it's 2026. You're probably using your phone, QR code, boom, you're in. Passport in hand, they scan it, boom, you're in. You put your passport in your little passport folder, or you put it in your wallet, or your purse, or your back pocket, your front pocket. Explain to me, Abby.
This is what we think happened because we're not 100% sure. I was traveling with a group of girls. I sit down in my seat. Another girl hands me her stuff to hold it while she's getting situated. She gets situated. I hand her stuff back. We think at that time that I gave her my passport along with her things when I gave them back because we found my passport in her purse. But this was only after we had been looking for it, searching the seats for it, asked the flight attendant if they could make an announcement for people to look for it. The US Marshal has identified itself because I have a missing passport on an international flight. And then the marshal was like, we need all of you to go through your bags before we get off the plane. So she goes into her purse and she's like, oh my God, I have your passport.
Was this like 10 years ago, Abby?
This was more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, okay, because that sounds amateur, and you are not an amateur traveler, so we'll give you a pass on that one for sure. But Molly is a mess. So Molly's like holding up the line, can't find her passport. Finally, they find it. It's on the plane. They get off the plane. Forrest wants to go and freshen up in the washroom, give himself a pep talk on "You're the man, you can do this." Woo woo woo. Meanwhile, Molly's turned up in the corner. Molly and Dev, I'm not sure what they're doing. And even Dev's like to Molly, settle down. Because she spun herself up about their relationship, her passport, like no one really knows what she was exactly talking about, but she was spun up. She's also still upset about the money situation. And literally in all caps, I say what SMH because we learned that this money situation is not really a situation because it's friggin' Sheena's money. Sheena's spending money the way she wants to spend her own money. They didn't send her money. This is not Forrest's money. This is not Molly's money. This is not Dev's money. This is Sheena's money, who, as a doctor, veterinarian, she is earning on her own. And she has decided that she is going to support her family, her parents specifically. So I'm not clear, and I am about to lose it on Molly for her having the audacity and the privilege and, the Caucasianness to spew this anger on someone else's money. Like, make that make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
My note is,
Maladacity.
listen, y'all. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. My note again, because I'm still shocked, is that they've been online dating for 7 years, and I literally say amazing because it's amazing to me.
They
Molly,
did have a sweet little reunion. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Molly wants to say a bunch of stuff on what Forrest shouldn't say on his first meeting to his 7-year girlfriend who's never met in real life. She stops herself. And so this is the only time where I'm like, okay, Molly, thank you for pulling it back a little bit and understanding that you were completely overstepping again. So she just says, go, Forrest, go, say whatever you want to say, even though she wanted to tell him exactly what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest and Sheena see each other. They both start crying as his parents, Molly and Dev, watch on. They have this all this gushy moments. Our journey is about to start. I love you. No, I love you. They hold hands. You're my world. Papa Bear, Snugga Bear, Hooga Bear. Now make a stop, but you get the point. This feels like heaven. They kiss. It's his first kiss, you guys. Don't forget, he is a 32-year-old real life. What's that movie? Virgin.
Mm-hmm. 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, he's a real life 32-year-old, 40-year-old virgin. So his first kiss, they have at the airport. He loves it. He says she smells good, smells like fruit. It's lingering on his lip, like all that stuff. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. I am happy for you, Forrest. It was a bit extra for me, but I get it. Like if I was a teenager and it's my first kiss, I'm totally feeling what you're feeling right now.
Right.
While they're doing all of that, Molly sneaks up to give Sheena a hug. Now they're all hugging. They're all crying, including Dev. Dev is the voice of reason in this moment. It says, you know what? You're all right, Sheena. You're all right. They do group hug. We're all a family now. Sheena apologizes to Molly, and my note says in all caps, for what? For spending your own money? For what?
Right. So Becca has just said over here that she thinks that Molly might also be undiagnosed with the TISM, and that's why she's also hyper focused on this money that doesn't belong to her. And that would make sense. That would make genetic sense.
That makes a lot of sense, Becca. That's a good observation.
It's hard to see inside of this particular situation because there's so much not mental health. What is it? Is that's considered like a learning difference? Whatever it's considered, I'm not sure what category it falls under, but there's so much of that going on in this situation that it's hard to assess it.
Yeah, I mean, I am not so politically correct. I'm just going to say there's a lot of stupidity going on here. I don't know what the hell, but Frick is leading frack and it's not going anywhere. And like I said at the top of this, for Dev and Forrest to be the voice of reason, that tells you everything you need to know. Mm-hmm. Period. Full stop. Mm-hmm. Last and certainly least in my books. So far, it's a no for me for Laura and Bearcan. It's a no for me for Lisa and Michael. Oh, not even Michael, because I keep calling him Michael, because Michael's from Nigeria. It's Daniel. Lisa and Daniel, it's a no for me.
Okay.
Aviva and Erlon, it's a no for me.
Okay.
Sheena and Forrest, I'm rooting for them just because, like, they just seem so. It's like basic love, and I'm about basic. Me personally cannot be for it, but I'm for their basic love.
My concern is that because we're perceiving him as nice, that we're overlooking a glaring red flag, which is his desire to control her money.
Yeah, and so I'm I'm for them for now, but we'll see. But it's a no for everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
and it's absolutely not for Rick and Trisha. And I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, 52 and 25, no. Second of all, before I even get into their whole situation, the fact that I found out this episode that he is a Dominican Republican. I need to end this immediately. The fact that I found out this episode that he's a passport bro and that he's been to the Dominican Republic and has a ex-girlfriend there told me everything I need to know about him. Predator vibes, 52 and 25. Okay. Going to third world countries for these young girls tells me everything I need to know about you, Rick. Rick and Trisha sleep together. She says they're compatible, and I've already had that conversation where I'm not liking how they're really over sexualizing her. But no, I'm also seeing that with Aviva, who's 26. So the 20 somethings are being sexualized here. 20 something women are being sexualized here, and I'm just not a fan of it. And that's all I'm going to say. But apparently they had sex a couple of times last night, and then he wakes up and wants to do one more round in the morning. He has more tricks up his sleeve, quote unquote. I say SMH because you grossing me out. She wants to take him to the market, explore the city. They're in Anilaki, and I love learning about all the travel, right? Especially as someone that loves to travel. I love that because even if you don't have an opportunity, I've always said this is where 90-day TLC Sharp Entertainment can miss the mark, because show people who haven't had the ability to travel what they can look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
So she wants to show him the market, and here's where his just very American came out. He is worried about the refrigeration and the types of meat. So stomach of the cow, pig face, intestines, the heart, the brain. He quote unquote says he feels deceived about this raw meat. It's wrecking his sexy vibe of the night. And just make sure that when you cook for me, that you don't put it in a stew. The ignorance of everything I just said there is blowing my mind. Trisha takes it with a grain of salt. She's like, in our culture, we eat everything. Nothing is wasted, right? Don't forget, it's a third world country. Everything doesn't come so quickly and easily in that process. You can't go down to the Trader Joe's or to the Ralph's or the Save on Foods or wherever you shop and think that you're going to get everything prepackaged and refrigerated. Like, that just shows me your ignorance. Then she said also, it's just food. Relax. I appreciated the way she handled that because it just gave American. Sorry, not sorry.
So this one, I was questioning what's Rick's cultural background, because number one, we eat cow stomach here. It's called hog mog, very common. And number two, I was wondering, like, when he travels to other countries, has he never been to an open market before? If he's been to the Dominican Republic, he's been to Colombia, you've never been to an open market? This is not any different than that.
No, he hasn't, because he's too busy preying on the young girls at the clubs. That's why.
That's like the best thing about going to another country to me is going where other people shop for their food. It's one of the most enlightening kind of experiences you can have is to know how other people eat.
And go to a market, you guys. Listen, these open air markets are amazing. If you like a farmer's market wherever you are in America, the markets abroad are 1,000 times better. 1,000. I mean, if you ever been to Japan, Harajuku, it's like a whole Sunday festival, food, music, and it's like blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks long. It's amazing. It's amazing. You go to the Philippines, same thing. Street food, that's what they're known for. Like, I just don't. I just don't. I think it's what Abby said. If I don't like you, then everything you say is just going to irritate me. And this is what's happening with Rick. I think he is the worst right now.
Wait, I had a question for you. Have you ever eaten brain?
I haven't, but I've seen it in a stew. It's like more like a soup, but like thicker soup. And I was gonna try it, but I didn't. Have you ever had it?
Yeah, but it was on accident. It was not on purpose at all. I thought that I was having a little quesadilla, but I misunderstood. It was a quesadilla. Quesos is brain.
Brain.
Yeah. So I ate them multiple days because they were really cheap. I just kept on going to the same place and getting them over and over. And then another parent came up to me when we were waiting to pick up our kids, and she was like, "Oh, you really love those quesos." And I was like, "The what?" What did you say? She's like, I saw you at the store. You go by the store, because I really would, like, on the way to Taylor's school, I would go by that store, get like 4 or 5 of them because they were like 2 pesos a piece, and then I'd wait outside of the school, just like having my quesos. Sometimes I'd even get the bread from the bakery across the street, and like eat it all together, a little afternoon snack for myself.
Love it.
So I was like, "Oh no, you're mistaken." So I go back to the store and I asked the guy, and he had a grin on his face. He knew.
That's why Abby is so smart.
But anyway, yeah, I do like the way that she handled it, but I also think that it's one of those instances where we can inadvertently look over something that is a clear red flag when somebody is vocally disrespectful to your culture. That's something that you have to, pay more attention to, 100%. I think.
100%. And it goes more than that. It goes more than that. Disrespecting the culture. Then, she's taking him on this beautiful drive down the coast of Madagascar, and they stop, they get out, there's live music. He tries to dance a little bit, he can't dance. Then he sees her dancing and he's like, "Oh, is that your cultural dance?" Which is like so like ignorant. She's like, "No, that's just the way I dance." She tries to explain Rova, which is the area that they're in, and she explains that means palace. He's like, "Oh, where's the palace?" And she like points it out. He's just like small-minded, and I don't like that for her. However, he thinks he's falling more and more in love with her and wants to be transparent. He wants to have a talk with her because he's still stuck on this 5 days where he tried to call her and call her and call her, and there was no contact. So he tells her about this again, and she literally said, "Reminded me of Greta from The Other Way. I already told you about this." But when a man is insecure, and when he wants to put his insecurity on like a strong woman, he's going to continue to badger and badger and badger and badger you. And I want you guys to really pay attention to what I'm saying, because if it was the other way around, women would be like, "Oh, she's nagging me, or she's bitching at me," all this stuff. No. When you have an insecure man, those are the most lethal. And I want you to really pay attention to who you're interacting with and how they're responding, because she's already addressed this. And now she has to address his insecurity because he has not accepted it. And not only has he not accepted it, he has done her dirty, and he's trying to flip it so that it's her fault that he cheated on her because he didn't believe her and he thought that she cheated when she didn't. So you see the manipulation there? That is That is the ultimate red flag. That is a just run. Just get out now because he's 52. He's not changing. I promise you he's not changing. So she says, I already told you. He didn't believe her. And then says to her face, I want you to be open and honest right now. What? She's like, okay, just don't get mad, which again is a red flag, right? You haven't tell your man that you just slept with, that you just met, to not be mad because you don't know how he's going to react. She tells him that her ex got robbed. He blamed her for being an accomplice. Her brother got in an accident on their scooter. Obviously, there was like not an insurance thing that they have in the West. And so they had to pay for the victim's needs and pay amends and all of that. So she was focused on that. She's like, basically, I wasn't thinking about my phone for those 5 days. I was going through a lot and doing a lot. And so that's why I didn't call you. He thought she was with someone else. And she's like, he's like, I'm your confidant. She's like, I didn't know you. 26-year-old with common sense. I didn't know you. We've never met. Yeah, we've talked on the phone. Yeah, maybe we've DM'd, but I don't know you. Why would I tell you all my business? Why would I tell you my problems? And then you think that I'm a gold digger and I'm telling you because I want money. No, that's not who she is. She's a midwife. She has her own life and she's trying to do it the right way. And meanwhile, this 52-year-old insecure passport bro is bringing drama into her life. So then he feels guilty for not trusting her. And in the 5 days, he did her dirty. And the producer's like, well, what did you do? He first, and avoiding eye contact, says this. He gaslights not only Trisha, but the producer, because he says, oh, I talked to my ex from Colombia. No, that's not what happened. You didn't just talk to your ex. You didn't ring her up and be like, hey, girl, hey. No. You reached out to her. You said, come down here. You booked a ticket. You went down there for a week. You hooked up with her multiple times for the whole week. Okay. Who's the insecure one? Who's the cheater? Who's the liar? And then you literally, going back to, you demanded that Trisha be open and honest right now, and you didn't say a word about your cheating, yet you took your pants off the first night and jumped in the bed with her so she couldn't make an informed decision. You little cheating, BS, insecure, disgusting old man. Sick of you already.
Also, you guys, I want to make sure we're on the same page. He's trying to disguise this as, during the time she wasn't speaking to me, I went and did this. That's not what happened. He did this after they had started talking again, after the 5 days. So the 5 days is done. They're speaking again, and he's in Colombia pretending to talk to her as if he's at home and things are normal and fine, while he's in this girlfriend-boyfriend relationship with his ex in Colombia. That's how insidious this was.
Okay, so I think that's in the next episode, because I didn't see that.
No. He says it like right at the end very quickly because he's trying to pull wool over our eyes. He says, even though she started talking to me again, I booked the ticket to Colombia. But before that, every time he describes it, he tries to say that it's in the 5 days that it happened, but it wasn't. It was after.
A silver lining is agreeing with you. So he booked the ticket during the 5 days, but went down after they were talking again. Disgusting. Even more disgusting. Yuck, yuck. That's it. That's episode 3. I'm disgusted. I'm again, Forrest and Sheena is all I got going on right now. That's it. The rest of them are just red flag after red flag after red flag. But that's why I watched the show, you guys. It's quintessential 90 days. Let's take it back 10 years ago.
Yes. Also, Trisha, if you're out there, you guys, I did make one video that Trisha commented on. So if you want to come and chat with me and Linda one day and tell us more about your country and your culture and your food. We love that kind of stuff.
I love that. And also we could talk about midwifery, and we can get Crystal, who's our, resident midwife, on the show and have a whole conversation about Black women and their health and babies and all of that stuff. I would love to do that show. All right, you guys. I'm going. I am going to get ready. I have dinner plans.
Oh,
I'll
fancy.
leave that. Yes, fancy,
We're going to
fancy.
remember that and ask how it goes.
You can ask. It might be better if you text me, because you know how I am with privacy. Privacy. Like and subscribe, you guys. We will see you on Monday. Have an amazing weekend. Put yourself first. Love on yourself, and remember that you are that bee. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, is it doing the special stuff that it used to do, or what?
It doesn't say ended yet, so I think we're
I
still
know it
in
hasn't.
it.